Tonight on In Focus, the South African National Blood Services is calling for people to donate blood. This comes as blood stock levels are critically low with only 2 to 4 days supply available. The organization needs to maintain a stock level of 5 days for each blood group to ensure sustained blood availability for patients in need. For more on this, I'm now joined by Medical Director at the South African National Blood Service, Dr. Karen Vanderberg. Good to have you with us, Dr. Karen. Let's talk then about the demand for blood, especially at a time like this and during this particular season. How high is it?
So yes, the demand for blood has been exceptionally high this year. We think that in part this has to do with the continued violence and the motor vehicle accidents we are seeing, but also in particular because we are not seeing the usual decrease in demand for blood that we have seen during the previous COVID waves, during this year or during this wave, particularly I think because the Omicron infections appears to have been milder, and so while our access to our donors have decreased, the demand for blood in fact has not. So that has placed a really big demand on the blood supply for this current period.
Is there a specific blood type that you are targeting to increase stock levels?
So as per usual, our biggest demand is for Group O blood because that kind of blood we can give to any of our patients. So certainly Group O and Group O negative. But at this stage, really, we want all of our donors to come. Group B, A's, and even AB's. We can collect plasma from them that are in dire need as well. So essentially, while Group O is our main focus, we really need all of our donors to come and donate blood for us this year.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, who do you largely depend on to bring about the stock levels to the levels where you want them?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I'm saying, who do you normally rely upon as far as bringing up the stock levels?
So our regular donors, we always rely very heavily on them. From our perspective, it has been very difficult to get hold of those donors. And also during the December holidays when everybody is going off to the beaches and having some fun. And then those donors, it's not front of mind for those donors to come and donate. So really, our regular donors, but at this stage, we want to welcome even those donors who have never donated before. If you are between the ages of 16 and 85, we would love to have you. Just need to be in generally good health, live a fairly safe lifestyle. Yes, and so essentially at this stage, we are really calling on all South Africans to come and donate.
Right. And, of course, with the kind of restrictions and limitations that existed with the lockdown, are those now lifted and are people able to walk in at major places where they can donate?
Yes, indeed. At this stage, wherever we have our sites up and running, you can just walk in and come and donate. We are trying to be as accessible as we can be for our donors, so we are trying to go to places where our donors are. Our traditional places of where we would find our donors have really not worked very well for us. As you can imagine, with many people working from home, our traditional way of collecting blood going to large corporates, where we would be able to get maybe 60 or 70 units of blood. Now we were lucky if we get 15 because people are working remotely. And so the collection model really has changed. And we're trying to adapt with that, but COVID has been really difficult, and especially during this fourth wave.
Yeah. On average, how long do these stocks last, and how often do you need to replenish?
So it depends on the type of blood that you donate or the blood product. For example, platelets, we have to, they have a shelf life of 5 days. So every 5 days, you really need to replenish your stock all over again. Our red blood cells have a somewhat longer shelf life, so up to 40 days. But we try not to have, get to the point where we have to use such old blood. But really, at this stage, our turnover in our blood stocks is happening virtually every 3 days. So we really actually need to have catch up with the backlog that we have. And so for that reason, really, we are just really desperate at this stage for everybody to come and donate.
To find your closest donation clinic, where do you go?
So to find out, you can go to our website at www.sanbs.org.za, and from there you'll be able to see where your closest donation site is.
Dr. Karen, appreciate your time, and thank you very much for joining us here on In Focus, and of course raising this very important issue around this time.
Thank you so much.